Most people struggling to lose weight aren't eating too much, they're spiking insulin too often. That's the real problem. You can eat clean, count calories, exercise hard, but if insulin stays high, your body never gets the signal to burn fat. It's like a locked door, and insulin is the key holding it shut. See, every time you snack, even on something healthy, like a protein bar or fruit smoothie, insulin goes up. Add in hidden sugars, that mid-afternoon pick me up or late night eating, and insulin never gets a break. When it's always elevated, your body's stuck in storage mode. You're storing energy, not burning it. That's why you can feel like you're doing everything right, yet nothing's changing. This isn't about willpower. It's about chemistry. Your body's designed to burn fat when insulin is low, not when it's constantly triggered by constant eating. Once you understand that, everything about weight loss starts to make sense. The goal isn't to starve yourself or cut out every carb on the planet. It's to balance insulin naturally so your body can do what it was made to do, burn fat efficiently all day long. There's a simple, powerful shortcut that helps almost anyone reset insulin and unlock fat burning without extreme fasting or rigid meal plans. I'll break that down for you step by step. But first, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt stuck even when you're eating healthy and doing everything right? Because if you have, chances are insulin's been running the show, and we're about to fix that. Insulin is not the enemy. But when it's always high, it becomes a fat-trapping hormone. Most people don't realize that insulin's main job isn't to burn fat. It's to store it. Think of insulin like a key that locks your fat cells shut. When insulin is up, your body's in storage mode. When it's down, the door opens, and fat can finally be released for energy. Simple. But here's the catch. In today's world, insulin almost never gets a break. Every snack, every sip of a flavored coffee, every handful of chips or granola bar, even that healthy fruit smoothie, all of it spikes insulin. You might not think about it because you're not eating a giant meal. But even small hits of carbs, sugar, or protein throughout the day keep insulin slightly elevated. And the problem is, it doesn't take much. A little here, a little there, and before you know it, insulin has been sitting high for hours. When insulin stays high, your body never switches over to fat burning. Studies show that elevated insulin can block lipolysis, the process of breaking down fat, for several hours. So let's say you grab a sugary coffee in the morning, snack mid-morning, eat lunch, grab something sweet mid-afternoon, and maybe eat again before bed. That's 5 or 6 insulin spikes a day, which means you've been in storage mode, not burning fat, nearly the entire day. That's why so many people feel stuck. They're eating small meals to boost metabolism, because that's what they were told, but that advice actually does the opposite. Constant grazing keeps insulin high. And when insulin is high, fat burning is shut off. It's like you're trying to drive a car with the parking brake on. You're pressing the gas, doing all the right things, but the wheels can't move. Over time, this creates what I call the metabolic trap. You eat, insulin rises, your body stores energy instead of burning it. Then your blood sugar drops and you feel hungry again, so you snack, which spikes insulin again, and the cycle repeats. High insulin, hunger, cravings, fatigue, more eating, and slower metabolism. The more it happens, the more resistant your body becomes to insulin. That means you need even more insulin to handle the same amount of food, and the trap gets tighter. That's why some people can eat less and still not lose weight. Their insulin is running the show, and insulin doesn't care about calories. It cares about frequency and timing. Even if you're eating clean, if you're eating all the time, your body never gets the chance to dip into stored fat. Here's the big shift: weight loss isn't just about what you eat. It's about when your insulin drops low enough for your body to start burning. When insulin finally dips, your body begins using fat for energy, naturally. You feel less hungry, energy stabilizes, and cravings calm down. But to get there, you have to stop sending insulin signals all day long. So when you grab that healthy protein bar or sip on a sweetened coffee throughout the day, just remember, each one is telling your body, store fat, don't burn it. Even a little cream and sugar in your coffee, a splash of juice, or a late night bite can keep insulin from dropping. And when insulin stays up, fat burning shuts off like a light switch. This is the part most diets miss. They focus on calories, macros, or exercise, but not on insulin timing. That's why so many people do everything right and still feel stuck. Their body's just never getting the signal to burn. You can't out-exercise or out-diet high insulin. You have to balance it. And once you do, everything changes. Energy returns, cravings drop, and fat burning switches back on automatically. So ask yourself, how often are you really eating, even those tiny snacks or healthy bites? Because if you're grazing all day thinking it's helping, it might be the very thing keeping your body from burning fat at all. For years, We were told to eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep the metabolism running. Small meals, frequent snacks, protein bars in between. That was supposed to be the secret to steady energy and fat loss. But the truth is, that advice has backfired for millions of people. Because every time you eat, even a small bite, your insulin rises. It's like hitting the pause button on fat burning over and over again throughout the day. Insulin doesn't care if it's a cookie or a handful of almonds, it still responds. The more frequently you eat, the more often insulin gets triggered. And when insulin is triggered all day long, it never gets a break. That means your body is constantly in storage mode. You're putting energy in, but never giving your body the space to use it. So you end up feeling tired, sluggish, and frustrated because fat loss just doesn't happen. Think about your day. You grab breakfast at 8 a.m., maybe a smoothie or oatmeal, then a mid-morning snack around 10. Lunch at noon, maybe something quick. A little pick-me up around 3 or 4, maybe coffee with cream or a granola bar. Dinner around 7. And then, this is the big one, something after dinner. Fruit, cereal, a healthy snack, maybe just a spoonful of peanut butter before bed. It doesn't seem like much, but that last meal, that late night bite, keeps insulin up even while you sleep. And when insulin stays elevated overnight, your body can't tap into stored fat for energy. It's like trying to burn firewood while the dampers are closed. The energy is there, but your body can't access it. Instead, it focuses on digesting food and storing energy rather than repairing, restoring, and burning fat. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Your metabolism runs on a circadian rhythm, just like your sleep. During the day, your body is more sensitive to insulin. It's prepared to use energy. But as the evening comes, your body naturally shifts gears. Insulin sensitivity drops, and melatonin, your sleep hormone, starts to rise. So when you eat late at night, your body has a harder time handling that food. Blood sugar stays higher for longer, insulin stays up, and fat burning stays off. That's why late night eaters often wake up groggy, bloated, or craving sugar the next morning. Their body never got a fully reset overnight. They're starting the day already behind. It's not about starving yourself or skipping meals entirely. It's about giving your body time between meals to let insulin come down. That's when fat burning happens. When you stretch the gap between dinner and breakfast, even by just a couple of hours, insulin drops and your body starts tapping into stored energy. That's when the magic happens. Most people don't realize that they're healthy. Late night habits are sabotaging them. A bowl of cereal before bed, insulin spike, a banana or protein bar because you don't want to go to bed hungry. Another spike, even a glass of milk or a few grapes. Same story. You're telling your body to store, not burn. When you sleep, your hormones are supposed to rebalance. Growth hormone rises, insulin falls, fat-burning enzymes turn on. But if you've eaten close to bedtime, insulin stays in control and those fat-burning hormones stay asleep. The next day, you feel hungrier, crave sugar earlier, and repeat the same pattern. It's a simple change, but incredibly powerful. Stop eating a few hours before bed. Let your body digest, let insulin fall, and let fat burning take over. Many people notice within a few days they wake up feeling lighter, less bloated, and more energized. Their hunger in the morning starts to balance naturally because their body finally gets the break it's been needing. If you've been eating late thinking it helps you sleep or keeps your metabolism steady, it might be time to test it for yourself. Do you eat after 8 p.m.? Try stopping for just 1 week and tell me if your energy, sleep, or weight changes. Here's the good news. You don't need extreme fasting or crazy diets to reset insulin. You just need to give it time to rest. Think of insulin like a switch. When it's on, your body stores fat. When it's off, your body burns fat. Most people never turn that switch off because they're constantly eating even small snacks that seem harmless. The shortcut to unlock fat burning is simple. Space your meals apart and stop snacking between them. That's it. Here's how it works. When you eat, insulin goes up. It helps move nutrients into your cells, a good thing. But once the job is done, insulin needs to come down so your body can switch into fat-burning mode. That drop doesn't happen if you keep eating every couple of hours. By waiting 4 to 6 hours between meals, you create an insulin rest window. During that window, your body finally taps into stored fat for energy. You're not starving yourself, you're giving your hormones balance. Start with your morning routine. When you wake up, your insulin should be low. That's your fat-burning zone. Don't rush to spike it with breakfast right away. Hydrate first. Drink water, maybe add a pinch of sea salt or squeeze of lemon. That supports your adrenals and hydration before any food hits your system. If you're used to eating early, try delaying your first meal by just 1 hour. Then push it a little later each day until you're having your first meal mid to late morning. That small shift alone gives your body a few extra hours of fat burning time every day. Then when you do eat, make it count. Focus on clean, nutrient-rich foods that keep you full, healthy fats, quality protein, and fiber from veggies. These foods stabilize blood sugar and prevent sharp insulin spikes. You'll stay satisfied longer, and you won't feel the need to snack constantly. When your body runs on steady fuel, insulin stays balanced, energy stays stable, and fat burning continues naturally. The next step is spacing meals 4 to 6 hours apart. This is where the real change happens. It allows insulin to come down fully before you eat again. If you eat breakfast at 10, lunch at 2 or 3, and dinner at 7, perfect. No snacks between. Just water, tea, or black coffee if you need it. This isn't deprivation, it's rhythm. You're teaching your body to use stored fat for energy instead of relying on constant incoming calories. And about that evening meal, keep it clean and not too late. Finish eating at least 3 hours before bed to give insulin time to fall overnight. That's when your fat burning hormones your body repairs and metabolism resets. When insulin is low at night, your body does its best work. Some people notice within just a few days their cravings start to fade. Afternoon crashes get lighter. They sleep deeper. Their morning hunger balances out instead of hitting like a wave. Why? Because their insulin finally gets to rest. This trick isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You don't need to count calories or completely overhaul your life. You're simply changing the timing of when you eat, and that timing changes everything. Once insulin gets its downtime, your metabolism starts working for you instead of against you. If you ever feel hungry between meals, check in with yourself. Are you really hungry or just used to eating out of habit? Sometimes it's thirst fatigue or just a pattern you've built. Have some water. Wait 10 minutes. Most of the time, the urge fades. Your body just needed a moment to adjust. This shortcut works because it's how your body was designed to operate. Fed, then rested. Constant eating keeps your system on high alert, but spacing meals brings it back to balance. It's not a fad, it's physiology. So here's your challenge. Try this one simple change for 7 days. Delay your first meal, skip the snacks, and give insulin the rest it's been missing. Comment your energy levels, focus, and how your clothes fit after just a week. You'll feel the difference. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. Many of the foods we think are healthy are actually spiking insulin, just like junk food. You might be eating clean, but if your insulin is still going up all day, your body's still in storage mode, not fat burning mode. Your body doesn't care if the label says organic, natural, or a protein packet. If it spikes insulin, it stops fat burning, period. Let's start with some of the biggest offenders: oatmeal, smoothies, protein bars, and juices. They sound healthy, right? But they're some of the worst at keeping insulin high. Take oatmeal, for example. Most people start their day with it thinking it's heart healthy. But a bowl of oats can hit your blood sugar like a dessert. Your body doesn't know it's healthy carbs. It just sees glucose, and insulin rises. That sets your metabolism to store first thing in the morning. Next up, smoothies. They can be loaded with fruit, yogurt, or even protein powder, all fine ingredients on their own. But blend them together and you've created a sugar bomb. All that natural fruit sugar, even from bananas, mangoes, or berries, hits your bloodstream fast. It's liquid sugar. And because it's easy to drink, you can take in 40 to 60 grams of carbs in just a few sips. Your body releases insulin to manage it, and fat burning shuts off instantly. Then there are protein bars and healthy snacks. Flip the label and look closely. You'll see ingredients like brown rice syrup, cane sugar, honey, dates, agave, or tapioca syrup. All sound natural, but to your body, they're all sugar. Even if the label says no added sugar, many bars are made with processed carbohydrates that break down into sugar just as quickly. A lot of these bars have the same insulin effect as a candy bar, just dressed up in fitness packaging. Juices and green drinks are another sneaky trap, even the ones labeled as cold-pressed or full of vitamins. Fruit juice is concentrated fructose, and here's the key. Fructose doesn't spike insulin directly like glucose does, but it hits your liver instead. The liver has to convert that fructose into usable energy, and when it's overloaded, it turns that excess into fat. So while your blood sugar might not shoot up, your liver fat does. That's one reason why even natural juices and smoothies can lead to stubborn belly fat and fatigue. Your body doesn't know your intentions. It doesn't know you're eating fruit or oatmeal because it's healthy. It just reacts chemically to what's coming in. If glucose rises, insulin rises, and when insulin rises, fat burning stops. That's why so many people feel stuck even when they've switched from processed junk to health foods. The insulin spikes are still there, just hiding under different names. Here's a quick trick Dr. Livingood often teaches: check your labels. If it has more than 5 to 7 grams of sugar per serving or more than 20 grams of total carbs, it's probably going to spike insulin. Look out for words ending in O's, glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltose. Those are all sugars. Also, watch for syrups or starches. They may not say sugar, but they act like it inside your body. And it's not just about sugar, it's about combinations. Even foods that are low in sugar but high in refined carbs, like granola, instant oats, rice cakes, or low-fat yogurt, can cause a strong insulin response. When the fat is stripped out of food, what's left is often pure carbohydrate, which turns to sugar in your body quickly. The result? Another insulin spike, another signal to store fat. So if your breakfast looks healthy, oatmeal, a smoothie, or a bar with coffee, you might be starting your day by telling your body to store, not burn. That one meal can determine your insulin pattern for the next several hours. Once insulin is up, your body won't touch stored fat until it comes down again. The fix isn't to fear food, it's to become aware. Choose meals that combine healthy fats, protein, and fiber to keep blood sugar steady. Eggs and avocado, a veggie omelet, or a clean protein shake with minimal carbs, those choices keep insulin calm and energy stable. Your body is designed to work with you, not against you. But it can't burn fat if you're unknowingly spiking insulin at every meal. So here's your challenge. Check your favorite breakfast label today. How much sugar or total carbs are you really having? You might be shocked at what's been hiding in your healthy routine. The real secret to unlocking fat loss isn't imperfection, it's inconsistency. You don't have to eat perfectly, count every carb, or never touch dessert again. What actually matters most is keeping your insulin steady day after day. That's what melts fat faster than any crash diet ever could. Because fat loss isn't a short-term project. It's your metabolism healing itself through steady habits. Think of insulin like a rhythm your body wants to stay in tune with. Every time you eat clean, space your meals, manage stress, and sleep well, that rhythm stays balanced. But when you eat erratically, snack constantly, or let stress take over, the rhythm gets chaotic and insulin spikes again. The goal isn't perfection, it's a steady, repeatable lifestyle that your body can rely on. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Just start with a few key habits that keep insulin calm. Stick to regular meal windows. Eat your meals 4 to 6 hours apart and give your body that nightly rest period where insulin can drop. Stay hydrated. Most people confuse thirst for hunger. Drink water throughout the day, especially in the morning, to help your body flush out excess glucose and regulate appetite naturally. Next, focus on real food. Build meals around protein, healthy fats, and fiber, things that stabilize blood sugar and keep you full. If you eat this way consistently, your cravings will drop on their own because your insulin won't be swinging up and down all day. You'll notice something powerful: energy gets steadier, mood stabilizes, and fat loss feels effortless. This is where most people go wrong. They chase short-term diets, keto, fasting, detoxes, and expect quick results. But as soon as the plan ends, insulin spikes again and the weight comes back. Why? Because they never built habits their body could sustain. It's not the 1 week of discipline that changes your metabolism. It's the small daily choices you repeat without thinking. That's what retrains your insulin response. Even stress plays a huge role. Every time you're under stress, your body releases cortisol, which raises blood sugar, and that means more insulin. So if you're eating clean but living in constant stress, your fat burning can still slow down. This is why walking, deep breathing, prayer, journaling, or just unplugging from screens for a while each day makes such a difference. It's not just good for your mind, it's helping your hormones rebalance too. Sleep matters just as much. When you don't sleep enough, your body craves quick energy, usually carbs or sugar, and your insulin sensitivity drops. One poor night's sleep can make your body act like it's pre-diabetic for a full day. So getting consistent sleep isn't just recovery, it's a fat loss tool. What you'll start to notice when you live this way is that your body starts trusting you again. Your hunger signals normalize. You don't wake up starving. You don't crash mid-afternoon. You don't crave sugar after dinner. That's not willpower. That's balanced insulin doing its job. And once insulin stays steady, fat loss just happens. You don't have to force it. Your body naturally starts using fat for fuel. You'll see it in your energy, your focus, your mood, even how your clothes fit. You'll feel lighter, not just physically, but mentally, because you're no longer fighting your biology. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. You'll have days where you snack, eat late, or grab something sugary. That's okay. What matters is that you come back to balance. Every time you get back into rhythm, insulin resets faster. One off day doesn't ruin progress, giving up on consistency does. So instead of thinking, what diet should I start next? Ask yourself, what's one insulin-friendly habit I can stick to every day? Maybe it's spacing meals. Maybe it's cutting out late night eating. Maybe it's hydrating better or walking after dinner. Pick one. Stay consistent for 30 days. Watch what happens. Your body doesn't need perfection. It needs predictability. Give it stability, and it'll reward you with energy, focus, and fat loss that lasts. What's one habit you can stay consistent with for the next 30 days? Comment below. I'll check your progress. When your insulin finally balances, everything changes, not just your weight, but the way you feel every single day. The fog lifts, the cravings fade, your body stops fighting you. Suddenly, you have stable energy that lasts all day, focus that feels sharp again, and fat that starts burning naturally, almost effortlessly. It's not a miracle. It's just your biology working the way it was designed to. When insulin comes back into balance, your body switches from store mode to burn mode. You're no longer running on blood sugar highs and crashes. You're running on steady, clean energy from your own fat stores. That's why so many people who finally get insulin under control say they feel lighter, clearer, and more alive even before the scale moves. They're finally tapping into the energy they've had locked away for years. Hunger starts to calm because your body isn't screaming for constant fuel anymore. Cravings disappear because blood sugar isn't bouncing all over the place. You stop thinking about food all the time. You eat when you're truly hungry, not when your hormones demand another hit of sugar. That's when food becomes enjoyable again, not a battle. This is what happens when you stop chasing calories and start controlling insulin. Calories matter, sure, but insulin decides what your body does with those calories. High insulin tells your body to store. Balanced insulin tells your body to burn. It's that simple. And when insulin stays balanced, your body starts burning fat even while you rest. You'll notice you don't need that mid-morning snack. You'll notice your afternoon slump disappears. You'll wake up rested, not groggy. Your brain benefits too. Balanced insulin means more stable blood sugar, which means better focus and mood. No more energy crashes, brain fog, or irritability after meals. You think clearer. You're more productive. You're calm and steady instead of tired and wired. That's what real metabolic health feels like, stable energy from the inside out. This is the point where people realize it was never about eating less. It was about eating smarter. You've simply trained your body to become metabolically flexible again, to switch between using food and stored fat for energy. That's what humans are designed to do. But in a world of constant eating and hidden sugars, that switch got stuck. Once you reset insulin, the switch flips back automatically. And the best part, the longer you stay consistent, the easier it gets. Your metabolism begins to heal. Your cells respond better to insulin, which means you need less of it to manage the same amount of food. Your energy stays steady, your fat-burning hormones stay active, and your results compound over time. This isn't about temporary weight loss. It's about long-term metabolic freedom. You don't need to do this perfectly. You just need to do it regularly. Delay your first meal. Space your eating windows, avoid constant snacking, keep sugar low, manage stress, sleep well, and hydrate. That's your formula. Those simple actions send the message to your body. We're safe. We can burn fat now. Once that message is clear, your metabolism wakes up. You'll notice your clothes fit differently. You'll catch yourself moving with more energy, thinking sharper, and feeling like yourself again. That's the metabolic payoff. It's not just about fat loss. It's about freedom. Freedom from cravings, from energy crashes, from constantly chasing diets that never stick. All you did was take back control of one powerful hormone, insulin. And by doing that, you gave your body permission to function the way it was meant to. If you've been trying to lose weight, boost your energy, or just feel better in your own skin, stop focusing on calories. Start focusing on insulin. Because when insulin balances, everything else falls into place naturally. If you're ready to reset your insulin naturally and see results for yourself, start this simple trick tomorrow morning. Skip the snacks, space your meals, give insulin a rest, and watch what happens. Comment, "I'm in," below so I know you're taking that first step. And stay tuned. In the next video, I'm breaking down the exact foods that help repair insulin sensitivity and heal your metabolism even faster.